How dare you even touch me, mortal? I could smite you with 1,000 curse without effort. My father, Zeus, will send you to Tartarus for your hubris, thinking you can defy gods. I will ensure that the rest of your existence is but a miserable succession of misfortunes that will leave you broken physically and mentally. Is that all you have to say? Yes, I shall no longer indulge your desire to converse with the gods, given the horrendous method you use to fulfill it. You are really sure? The 2 meters tall woman refused to answer. Mike wasn't going to give up so easily. It was the most exciting thing that had happened in his 12 years of being a security officer for this mission, and he would not keep Olympus and friends in it until the authorities arrived. First of all, I'm pretty sure Aphrodite isn't Zeus's daughter, but she was born when Uranus's testicles fell into the ocean. According to the database, it depends on the version of the myth. Shut up, Simon. I was just trying to pressure her. And turn off that pad. It's unprofessional for an interrogation. He once again turned to Aphrodite. The goddess was wearing a prison uniform that had tailored this morning and a pair of reinforced handcuffs. She, of course, had been promising curses to the people who restrained her. But strangely, she never seemed to act on those promises. He opened the physical file in front of him. Let's go over this whole thing one last time. You claim to be Aphrodite Pandemos, citizen of Olympus, profession, goddess of love. Now, there is already a problem with that. See, Olympus is not an unmember state, or even observer state. If you want a trial, you'll need to be affiliated to member state. What is wrong with you? Bow down before your gods, instead of spouting nonsense at them. Calm down, Miss Pandemos. I'm simply pointing out that you are in an irregular situation. That can be sorted out rather easily, and to be honest, that's the least of your concerns. The real problem is that you have committed several crimes, trespassing on government territory, refusing to comply with law enforcement, threat to the life of law enforcement, and, given the trajectory of your ship and the fact that it contains several unknown technologies, you'll probably be accused of impersonating unofficials. For first contact with aliens, nonetheless. You dare to suggest that human justice could possibly judge gods? Yes, and you should be happy that the ship you are on belongs to your father and not you. Unlicensed possession of a relativistic spacecraft is a felony. He's likely to get a life sentence. That's pretty long for a god. You will not threaten me anymore, or I swear on my father that I'll personally torture you for the rest of your short, pathetic lives. Simon finally intervened in the conversation. Listen, Miss Aphrodite, we want to help you, we really do. But for that we need to know the truth. Your situation is clearly complicated. You're in a state of shock induced by cryogeny. If you cooperate now, I'm sure the judge will understand. Now you're trying to bargain with me, huh? Trying to earn my forgiveness. I don't know how bad you've been indoctrinated, but the mercy of a human judge is worth way less than the one of a god. Listen, we're going nowhere. Let's just stick her in a cell and move on to the next one. Actually, screw alphabetical order. Let's go for the man in charge already. Maybe he'll spill the beans. Many complaints by Aphrodite, a defrosting, and several explanations later. So, Mr. Zeus, this is the situation as we know it. As far as we are concerned, you are illegal immigrants who are also in illegal possession of regulated tech, and you trespassed on governmental territory. It is obvious, however, that our legal system isn't made to deal with Greek gods, or whatever you may be. So, if you were to explain what's going on, we may be able to make a deal. Where are you masters? The kings had reacted with an impressive apathy so far, apparently accepting the absurdity of the situation with calm. This was certainly preferable to his daughter, but he didn't give much more information than her. Our government, you mean? Well, we're only a couple thousands in this system, so that would be the supervisor and the representative council. They are humans? Yes. By your masters, I meant those who beat us to the punch. I'm afraid I don't follow. What were you trying to do, exactly? The god let out a long sigh. He was enormous, at nearly 3 meters high, and with an impressive musculature. Yet he seemed almost small, How much he curled up into a ball since he woke up. There's no point in pretending anyway. I was never good at imitating humans. We are refugees, in a sense. We come from a world named KRMLsh, 135 light-years away. Wait, no, in Earth years, it would be around 100 light-years. For millions of years, we perfected ourselves and our world, and developed technologies to improve our lives. But 10,000 years ago, we made a devastating discovery. In 12,000 years, our solar system would be traversed by a red dwarf, ejecting our planet in the cosmos, to slowly freeze to death. To save our civilization, we started working on a project that would allow us to survive, using our cryogenics that had been conceived for space exploration before we realized it would not be worth it. We would store ourselves deep in the crust of our world and hope a later civilization would find us and resurrect us. Many, however, criticized this plan, saying that it couldn't work, and nobody would find a rogue planet and investigate it thoroughly enough to find us. As such, we decided to take an active approach, send probes at relativistic speeds to find a habitable world, where we would send a colonization mission. Once civilization would be advanced enough, they would go save KRMLsh. A problem arose when we finally data on a potential candidate. It was already inhabited. This planet, as you might have guessed, was Earth. But we realized we could exploit this, as it would provide us with an already available workforce, thus dramatically reducing the number of required colonists. Using the data we had gained, we selected a region technologically advanced, but small enough to be easily controllable. We selected Greece, and decided the most efficient way to control them would be pretending to be their gods. After generation of efforts which exhausted the last of our resources, the ship was complete, and it launched as the doors of the vault, which would house our people, were closed. But we made a mistake. We didn't think there could be other civilizations trying to take you over. We lost the race, and now we lost everything. What? We never were contacted by aliens before. Of course you think that. I'm afraid to tell you your gods are actually alien impersonators, using the same stratagem as us. No, I mean we don't have gods. Well, it depends on the person, but there are no gods hanging out on Earth in their physical forms, that's for sure. Zeus's attitude started to change. He sat straight, nearly touching the ceiling. He looked at Mike in the eyes, and the gaze felt as if it could kill him. Oh please, there's no point in lying. Where would have you gotten these technologies otherwise? We developed them ourselves? Really? You went from iron tools to interstellar travel in 3,000 years? I would find it hard to believe from any species, but yours especially so. You kill each other? You cower and pray before the natural phenomenon, instead of trying to understand it. Not a single of your cities was more than 10,000 years old when we found you. You have no stability. He was now standing, leaning over the desk. He began to approach what you would expect a meeting with Zeus to be like. But Mike did not back down. We did go from iron tools to interstellar travel in 3,000 years. If you don't accept it, that's your problem. We killed each other, regrettably. But that's part of what pushed us further. Not everything, obviously. If you gave up space exploration because it wasn't worth it, you lack in long-term thinking, despite the age of your race. You say we're superstitious, but there's only one person around this desk that refuses to accept reality because of his beliefs. As for why our cities are so young, it's simply because we didn't build any earlier. Now, maybe think a little before insulting those who can save your species. Saving our species? You really think you have the resources to evacuate an entire race? The amount of energy to accelerate that mass at a fraction of the speed of light is enormous, even if you are evidently better than us at space travel. Tell me, what do you think we're doing on this station these days? You are colonizing this system. Wrong. We finished building the gate a while ago, and now we're just waiting for the drill to finish and arrive. The drill? What is there to drill in space? Space itself. We have a network of wormholes connecting our territory together, and we're expending it. If we built one in orbit of KRM, of your world, evacuating it would be easy. You would do that? This generosity is not how you should behave based on our data. Well, your data is incomplete. I mean, you and your crew will probably go to jail for trying to take over the world. But civilians have done nothing wrong. They deserve to live. Well, it's not my job to make these kinds of decisions, so we'll see when we're connected. For now, I am afraid you need to go back to your cryogenics pod.